Pablo Picasso was a Spanish painter, sculptor, printmaker, ceramicist, and theater designer who spent most of his adult life in France. One of the most influential artists of the 20th century, he is known for co founding the Cubist movement, the invention of constructed sculpture, the co invention of collage, and for the wide variety of styles that he helped develop and explore. Here I've copied some of his paintings using my new acrylic markers to create a few paintings. And here I use my charcoal pencils to do his portrait. Beginning his formal training under his father, around age 7, Picasso demonstrated extraordinary artistic talent from a young age, painting in a naturalistic manner throughout his childhood and adolescence. During the first decade of the 20th century, his style changed as he experimented with different theories, techniques, and ideas. Picasso's output, especially in his early career, is often periodized. While the names of many of his later periods are debated, the most commonly accepted periods in his work are the Blue Period, from 1901 to 1904, the Rose Period, 1904-1906, the African Influence Period, 1907-1909, Analytic Cubism, 1909 to 1912, and Synthetic Cubism, 1912 to 1919. Much of Picasso's work of the late 1910s and early 1920s is in a neoclassical style, and his work in the mid-1920s often has characteristics of surrealism. His latter work often combines elements of his earlier styles. Exceptionally prolific throughout the course of his long life, Picasso achieved universal renown and immense fortune for his revolutionary artistic accomplishments and became one of the best-known figures in the 20th century art. Picasso showed a passion and skill for drawing from an early age, as I said, around 7 years old. According to his mother, his first words were "piz, a shortening of lapis, the Spanish word for pencil. The family moved in 1891, where his father became a professor at the School of Fine Arts. They stayed for almost 4 years. On one occasion, the father found his son painting over his unfinished sketch of a pigeon. In 1895, Picasso was traumatized when his 7-year-old sister, Conchita, died of diphtheria. After her death, the family moved to Barcelona, where Ruiz took a position at its School of Fine Arts. Picasso thrived in the city, regarding it in times of sadness or nostalgia as his true home. Ruiz persuaded the officials at the academy to allow his son to take an entrance exam for the advanced class. This process often took students a month, but Picasso completed it in a week, and the jury admitted him at just 13. As a student, Picasso lacked discipline but made friendships that would affect him in later life. His father rented a small room for him close to home so he could work alone, yet he checked up on him numerous times a day, judging his drawings. The two argued frequently. Picasso's father and uncle decided to send the young artist to Madrid's School of Fine Art. At age 16, Picasso set off for the first time on his own, but he disliked formal instruction and stopped attending classes soon after enrollment. In 1897, his realism began to show a symbolist influence, for example, in a series of landscape paintings rendered in non-naturalistic violet and green tones. What some call his modernist period followed. Picasso made his first trip to Paris, then the art capital of Europe, in 1900. There he met his first Parisian friend, journalist and poet Max Jacob, who helped Picasso learn the language and its literature. Soon they shared an apartment. Max slept at night while Picasso slept during the day and worked at night. These were times of severe poverty, cold, and desperation. In fact, much of his work was burned to keep the small room warm. During World War II, Picasso remained in Paris while the Germans occupied the city. Picasso's artistic style did not fit the Nazi ideal of art, so he did not exhibit during this time. He confused Germans who came to steal both his and Matisse's paintings from a bank vault, disparaging the value of his work and distracting them from a more thorough search, thus protecting their collections. He was often harassed by the Gestapo. In 1944, after the liberation of Paris, Picasso, then 63 years old, began a romantic relationship with a young art student named Françoise Gillat. She was 40 years younger than he was. Picasso grew tired of his mistress. Picasso and Gillat began to live together. Eventually, they had two children, Claude Picasso, born in 1947, and Paloma Picasso, born in 1949. Picasso was known for having affairs with other women. By his 70s, many paintings, ink drawings, and prints have as their theme an old, grotesque dwarf as the doting lover of a beautiful young model. Picasso died on the 8th of April 1973 in France. His wife Jacqueline prevented his children, Maya, Claude, and Paloma, and his grandson Pablito from seeing his body. Only Pablo, the sole legitimate child of Picasso, was allowed to attend the funeral. Picasso died without a will, which led to a feud over his estate.